Hare Krishna, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Continue reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 10, text 37. Shriman Pandita Shakha Prabhu Ranija Bhritya Dyoti Dharena Yave Prabhu Karena Nritya. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The 15th branch was Shriman Pandit, who was a constant servitor of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to carry a torch while the Lord danced. Shriman Pandit was among the companions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when the Lord performed Sankirtan. So the 15th branch, we have been going 1, 2, 3, 4, the different personalities are being named as the different branches of Lord Chaitanya. And here Shriman Pandit, he's called the 15th branch. When Lord Chaitanya dressed himself in the form of the goddess Lakshmi and danced in the streets of Navadvip, Shriman Pandit carried a torch to light the way. So Lord Chaitanya would take part in dramas of the pastimes of the Lord, and one time he had also taken the part of Lakshmi Devi. So sometimes he would take the part of Lakshmi Devi. And so Prabhupada points out that the dramas should be enacted by the devotees themselves. And all the pastimes of the Lord, then they become alive. We can feel the bliss of the pastime of the Lord if they are enacted by the devotees, because they will enact with the devotion. So here Shriman Pandit carried before there were no street lights. Now we have street lights, no? So we do not need to carry any burning torch. But 500 years ago, there were no street lights. And so Shriman Pandit was carrying this burning the torch to light the way. Shuklambar Brahmachari Barabhagyavan Yanra Anamagi Kari Khaila Bhagavan. The 16th branch, Shuklambar Brahmachari, was very fortunate because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jokingly or seriously begged food from him, or sometimes snatched it from him forcibly and ate it. So Shuklambar Brahmachari is called the 16th branch. There's very wonderful pastimes between Shuklambar Brahmachari and Lord Chaitanya. It is stated that Shuklambar Brahmachari, an inhabitant of Navadvip, was Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first companion in the Sankirtana movement. When Lord Chaitanya returned from Gaya after initiation, he stayed with Shuklambar Brahmachari because he wanted to hear from this devotee about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. So before Lord Chaitanya went to Gaya, we are going to be reading as the pastimes unfold. We'll be reading. He was only into grammar, logic. He portrayed himself like that. Only grammar, logic. He was not interested in devotional service. But the transformation happens when he went to Gaya and he met his spiritual master, Ishvara Puri. He took initiation from him. And then he was only engaged in Sankirtana, in devotional service to Krishna. He began his Sankirtan movement. Shuklambar Brahmachari collected alms of rice from the inhabitants of Navadvip, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took pleasure in eating the rice that he cooked. So Shuklambar Brahmachari was very, very poor. He was not, a great wealthy person. He's a Brahmana. He's begging alms from the inhabitants of Navadvip. And then he would collect some rice and he would cook that rice. And Lord Chaitanya ate that rice as if it's the greatest pleasure. greatest pleasure. It is said that Shuklambara Brahmachari was one of the wives of the Yajnik Brahmanas during the time of Lord Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. Lord Krishna begged food from the wives of the Yajnik Brahmanas, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed a similar pastime by begging rice from Shuklambar Brahmachari. So in Vrindavan pastimes, there was a time when the boys, they were out, Krishna, Balaram, they were in the forest, um, and they were hungry. The cowherd boys said they are hungry. And Krishna told them, okay, go nearby. There are these brahmanas who are performing yajna, but they might not give you the food. So they went. The brahmanas did not give them the food, although these brahmanas were engaged in so much chanting of mantras, doing so much yajna. They said, no, we are busy. Go away from here. The boys went to Krishna. Krishna said, go approach the wives of the brahmanas. They will give you. And when the wives of the brahmanas heard Krishna and Balarama here nearby, they packed up all the varieties of food and took it for them. All the excellent food that they had prepared for the sacrifice, they took it for Krishna Balaram because they had heard about Krishna Balaram. They had never even seen him. They had just heard, and they had become so attached to Krishna. And so here Lord Chaitanya is performing the same pastime of begging food from Shuklambar Brahmachari. It is said Shuklambar Brahmachari is one of the wives of these Yajnik Brahmanas who had taken the food for Krishna. Nandanacharya Sakha Jagate Vidita Lukaya Dui Prabhura Yanra Ghare Sthita. Nandanacharya, the 17th branch of the Chaitanya tree, is celebrated within the world because the two Prabhus, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, sometimes hid in his house. Nandanacharya. Nandanacharya was another companion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his kirtan pastimes in Navadvip. Srila Nityanand Prabhu, as Avadut, traveled on many pilgrimages, and when he first came to Sri Navadvip Dham, he remained hidden in the house of Nandanacharya. So Nityananda Prabhu, he had appeared in Ekachakra. Somehow or the other, he left his home when he was a young boy. He left his home because a Brahmana asked his parents to allow Nityananda Prabhu to accompany him on his pilgrimages. So that's another pastime. And then Nityananda Prabhu was going through all the pilgrimages. Later, he was going by himself. He was waiting for Lord Chaitanya to begin his Sankirtan pastime. He was waiting for him to begin. And so when he understood the time is right, he came to Navadvip because the Sankirtana movement was started by the Panchatattva. So he came to Navadvip, and when he first came to Navadvip, he didn't immediately go to the house of Lord Chaitanya, but he first went to the house of Nandan Acharya. It is there that he first met all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his Mahaprakash, he asked Ramai Pandit to call Advaita Prabhu, who was hiding in the home of Nandanacharya. For Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that he was hiding. So Nandanacharya, he has these pastimes. It seems when Lord Chaitanya is having his Mahaprakash, there is a Leela Mahaprakash where Lord Chaitanya is showing his form as Krishna to the devotees, and he's telling them who they are and what is their identity, and giving them benedictions. That time Advaita Acharya was hiding in the house of Nandanacharya. So Lord Chaitanya sometimes hid in the home of Nandanacharya. In this connection, one may refer to Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Khanda chapters 6 and 17. So Nandanacharya, a great personality, where so many pastimes have been taking place. Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya, first time they met in the house of Nandanacharya. Lord Chaitanya came looking for Nityananda Prabhu to the house of Nandanacharya. Shri Mukunda Datta Shakha Prabhu Rasamadhyai Yanhara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Gosai. This is a long one. Let's stop here for today. Are there any questions or comments?
No. So Nandan Acharya is also one of the branch, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
We read that he is the 17th branch.
17th branch. Okay.
Yeah. And then it was Lord Chaitanya, he was telling, because Nityananda Prabhu was hiding in the house of Nandanacharya, he did not announce himself. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his devotees, I see there's a great personality come in Navadvip, go find him. And the devotees looked for him everywhere. They were like, we can't find anyone. Who are you speaking about? And then Lord Chaitanya took them to Nandanacharya's house, and Lord Nityananda was there. And then the meeting of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda is very beautifully described, how they're embracing each other, how they are, because they're brothers, no? They are Krishna Balaram. So how they are meeting each other, how tears are flowing from the eyes, how this loving, it's full of love, the meeting. It's beautifully described. We'll be reading about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So, thank you so much for listening and joining in. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.